Hey, good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to Inside the Nexyz. Today, what I'm going to do is a little bit different than the past Inside the Nexyz videos that I've done before. On this one, I want to do an actual mind map for kind of my thinking around what we're actually doing here as far as the real estate business goes. Now, the team, they want to jump into flipping houses, so I'm going to do a kind of a deep dive so that way you guys can see kind of what I'm thinking and how I'm kind of going about this, and as far as the real estate side, and just kind of seeing, okay, well, here's the direction that we want to go, possibly. Here are the different aspects of the real estate business that we can get into and all the things that kind of go with it. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into this mind map. All right, so as you guys can see here, I have my 2024 real estate mind map here. So I'm going to start here. And the first thing that I'm looking at here is just the different types of real estate that we can get into. So the first thing that I'm thinking of here is we can go the single family route. Move that over here. And with the single family, you know, we can do the fix and flip. Or we can do rentals. Or we can wholesale these single family properties. Another thing would be multifamily investing. So with the multifamily, you know, you got the duplex. You got your triplexes. Your quads, and you know, these can all also be bought on FHA, but since, you know, we're not moving into these, we're going to plan, you know, we would rent them out on that side. We wouldn't even be worried about that. And then you have your 5+ unit apartments. And then last but not least on this side, you have your commercial. So of course it should be, you know, like your retail spaces, storage facilities, you know, that type of thing will be under the commercial side. Now, what else would we need, you know, for this real estate piece? Well, we're going to need vendors. So what are some examples of our vendors? You say, you know, you got HVAC, plumbers, you got your masonry guys, big box retail stores, you know, your Home Depots, Lowe's, those types of businesses is what I mean when I say the big box stores. And then also I would throw in here your general contractors. You know, because these are going to be the guys that, you know, run the project for you if you don't have somebody internally to do so. So those are kind of you know, the things that I'm thinking about, you know. And there's also, you know, a lot of other stuff that fits inside that vendor pool of people when looking at the real estate. Another thing that I, you know, think about when jumping into this space is, how are we actually going to be buying these properties? Like, do we have money? So another thing here is going to be your funding. So with funding, there are a lot of things to think about here. So how are we going to fund these properties? The first way is, are we going to come out of pocket with our own money to fund these? So our personal money. So what does this look like here? So, do we have stock that we can sell to facilitate the purchase of these different properties? Do we have cash on hand? Can we go to the bank right now, pull out a wad of cash and say, hey, here's some money that we can use to buy these? Do we have money in a 401k? Do we have money in a self-directed IRA? Where you can tell the money to go here. So if you have a 401k, you're gonna, most likely have to incur a penalty to take that money out of there and move it into an IRA to be able to be used to purchase real estate, since that money inside that 401k is illiquid and can't be touched until you retire. So you will be taking a tax hit on that. And since we aren't tax professionals here, I would advise you to talk to your tax professional before you decide to take money out of a 401k to do any real estate transactions. Next up, another way we can get money is going through the bank and getting a loan. We all, most of us have been through that process of getting a bank loan, talking to the bank, having them running your credit, coming up with a down payment. And since these are not our own personal houses or properties that we will be buying, we would be looking at probably anywhere from 25 to 30% down that we would have to have in cash to put down on these properties and give to the bank. Another thing that we could do is a capital raise. So what does a capital raise look like? So kind of look at two different things, either a partnership, or we would do a syndication. Each of these comes with their own benefits and risks, but these are kind of the two of the things that we could be looking at here. And last but certainly not least, and I'm sure there's more ways of raising funds here, but a hard money loan. So with a hard money loan, you are borrowing the money from somebody who has the cash, and then they are charging you a interest rate to actually borrow their cash for a short period of time. And they may or may not want upfront points, which is 1 to 2% of the loan amount to put down to then secure the property, and also that may include rehab costs as well if you're doing a fix and flip. So another question, or thought that I had was, since we're doing this, do we need to hire team members? So the ultimate question, are we going to hire people to come in and do these for us, or are we going to do it ourselves? So yes or no. So with that that no thought here, if you are like me, I'm a Marvel fan, so if you know what I'm talking about, you've heard this quote before: I'll do it myself. That is the Thanos approach to doing it. You're not going to rely on anybody. You're going to do all the work yourself. It's going to take you a longer amount of time to get that work done. But hey, you did it yourself. Hands-on. Some people like it, some people don't. To each his own. But if we decide to hire, what does that look like? So we're going to need to hire certain positions to do these jobs that we are not going to be doing ourselves. So first up, If we go look at the left side here with the single family, multifamily, commercial, we're going to be needing some property management. So with that property management, and I'll kind of put this over here since it correlates to what's going on here. So are we going to be doing the property management ourselves, meaning that we're going to have internal people doing this, or is it going to be external, where we hire out a company and we pay them to do the property management for us? So that's kind of the two things on the property management side. Another thing that we need to look at is the marketing. Who's going to be doing the marketing, and what does that marketing look like? Social media is part of that marketing, so those campaigns. We're going to be doing pay-per-click ads on Google, direct mail. So are we going to be doing these things here to kind of get the phone ringing? And with getting the phone ringing, we're going to need somebody who can take those calls and be acquisitions. So the acquisitions, they're going to be taking in those warm calls that come in from our lead generation. They could also be doing some cold calling. It's just kind of a thing that this person could possibly be doing for us if we decide to hire out this position here and bring them in. Another thing that we're going to need is somebody to disposition out the properties once we get them. So if we're going to wholesale them out, meaning that we're not going to keep these properties for ourselves, we're going to pass them on to another person, or we just need somebody to close the deal here on our side. So that disposition person, they're going to be working with buyers. So two different types of buyers here. You have your cash buyers, somebody who's just going to come in quickly, cash you out here in 14 to 21 days after due diligence is done, or you may find somebody that's going to then come in and buy the property with financing. So bank financing, they go to the bank, they want to buy your property, but they don't have the cash, so they got to go to the bank to get the money and put it down, because they're going to live in the property for themselves instead of somebody looking who's an investor to maybe rent out the property for themselves and hold it in their portfolio. So last thing here with that, real estate agents. So these can be your best friend. So for that, are we going to find the agents to work with? Or do we have an agent that's on the team already that's licensed to go? So those are kind of the two things here as far as a real estate agent goes. So, myself personally, I do have my real estate license, so I can facilitate these transactions for our team. But, if you were doing this for yourself and you're not an agent and you want to put these deals on the MLS, you're going to have to find an agent to work with. So this is just kind of my overall brain dump here that I had here for this real estate mind map going into 2024 of what we need to do and look at for ourselves when we decide to start getting into real estate transactions for our own company portfolio. So if you like this content and you want to see more of it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like and comment and share this out to your friend group, your peer group, whatever. And I'll see you in the next video.